Salutations. I wanted to really, this video is something to just spark the imagination and also the parameters. And I want to expand on it a little bit just so we have a different modality to incorporate into this. All right. And this is UFO defenses. And something that we can think of automatically concerning this would be something like what we would see on Star Trek, which would be defense shields, absorption shields, and then also on the other side, phasers, lasers, photon torpedoes, things of that nature, right? So those are going to be the physical defenses that we're familiar with to a greater degree. And then taking that and then elevating it to another level, we can start introducing also the psychotronic effects also, such as virtual reality scenario technology I've talked to before. A lot of people are familiar with Carla Turner's work. She talked about that a lot too. But the same virtual reality scenario technology I myself have been exposed to on a lower level. So that's one thing, and how this can actually give you different scapes and different dreamscapes and things of that nature when you get too close to one of these crafts. So that could be another thing that can happen. And it's very interesting if we take this and really expand this more and turn this into the fact that you can actually have craft that are alive and are aware. And so in such a case such as that, these craft themselves may be sentient enough that they're giving psychic projection and mental projections to those that get close to these craft. So that's one thing. Okay, another thing is metamaterials that can be used for invisibility. One way they can use invisibility, just like the engines that I've shown you, the conversion of life energy they do from water can also create that mist that can be surrounding the craft and used for invisibility, that type of a mist. And also, so that's another thing that we can incorporate into that is metamaterials and also invisibility. So taking that along with the virtual reality, that's another thing just to kind of put in there. Now, another way I want to expand this parameter is something I've heard from several contactees, experiencers, and this would be mosquitoes. When these craft are close, all of a sudden they get swarmed by mosquitoes or gnats and getting bit and things of that nature, where it actually drives them away. So I find that interesting, especially when we start looking like in different countries. That's reported more than here in America, the number of reports I've seen. So look into that a little bit. Someone else that told me about that is Ray Hernandez, that runs the CCRA Free Foundation. He talked about encountering mosquitoes after one of his encounters. So that's something else I think just for us to throw in there. Is that another type of defense system that these craft have? Some of them. Biocontaminants is another thing that can make you sick, especially from the biological aspect. Not just being on board the craft, or perhaps being too close to it, or radiation is another problem that can be. All right, and all these can be also used as defense systems along with the ability to actually wipe memory. You've got also infrasound, you've got electromagnetic weapons, things of that nature. Going back and cross-referencing this back with the the basic weapons, that would be another one, would be directed energy weapons that they talk about a lot right now, and how that same technology could be used from craft. So I think this is more of a kind of, has a dark tinge to it a little bit, but I think it's worthy of thinking about, because we've got a lot of different craft. We've got those that are lower vibration, we've got those that are higher vibration than like the ones I've seen, but I've thought about a lot about how they would actually defend themselves if necessary. But I think a lot, when we get people that get too close to them, we're dealing with actually things that are defenses through perception, through consciousness. So it's not the same thing as what we're seeing the Enterprise doing. Boom, 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 boom. This is a different type of thing, because we're dealing with consciousness. And a lot of these craft are energized by consciousness waves. I've talked about that more on Patreon. I don't know if I'll put this one on YouTube or not. So anyway, that's just something else to take in. Quickly, see, I want to talk about this too. I'll be speaking at a conference in Cocoa Beach on February 12th to the 14th. I actually put that up, the actual I'll put the flyer up with the pictures themselves, so everyone knows about that. I think it's maybe a smaller gathering, but it'll be nice, I think. So things are different with all those conferences right now, but I think this will be a good one, and I'll be there in a couple of days and be presenting. So everybody check it out. Anyway, that is everything. Sorry, I got a little bit off there. That's really the main things I want to really hit there, is the fact that you could have some living craft that are doing psychic projections just like the craft do themselves. Like what I've mentioned in some of the newer videos I've done, I've tried to tell people that, you know, I actually, when I'm on board this craft, a lot of times I was walking around without anybody really escorting me. But the craft itself, I think, is communicating with me the whole time. Information is being exchanged. It's, I think, scanning my thoughts too. So it's going to know if you're going to do something that's you need to be escorted or not be on board there. We're dealing with technology that's coming from another universe and then operating in this one. What kind of sentience does that involve when you're dealing with organic craft? I'll leave it there, but just something to expand. Check out the pictures here. I've explained several of them. Oh, one other one you can think of as far as what the craft can do from the outside as defenses is we know they can shut down nuclear codes and nuclear missile silos. I'll put one of those articles up. So that's just another thing they can do also as far as in defensive type of style. Maybe microwaves and other things like that they can use too. So just food for thought, if nothing else. Make comments on here, expand it, talk amongst yourself. That's actually starting to happen on my videos now. People say they're meeting each other on the platform. Very cool. Please keep doing it. Please subscribe. Please hit the bell. I want to thank the people on Patreon. That's why these videos are still going. Peace.